By now there are 14 masters plus Maitreya, the master of all the masters, living in the modern world. None of them declared as masters. Still working behind the scenes, working with their groups, training and preparing the groups of men and women who will serve the world in this coming time. What are the priorities of the Master, of Maitreya? He says, everything about our civilization is a bit awry. Commercialization has taken over the world. Every activity is about how much money will it make for me, how much profit is in it. If there is no profit, it is not worth doing. There are millions of people right now, every day, starving to death on our planet. At the same time, our planet has a huge surplus of food per capita. So not one single individual, man, woman, or child, need starve. Our problem of starvation in the midst of plenty is simply the result of the lack of proper distribution of the food which is plentiful throughout the world. And Maitreya's priorities are these, that everyone, without exception, needs proper, health-giving, adequate food for every human being. Proper housing, shelter for every human being. Healthcare and education for everyone as a matter of right as human beings. Today, in most nations, you can have health care, some of it very good, some of it not so good, but all of it costing money. You can have it if you can afford it. You can have decent housing if you can afford it. You can have education if you can afford it. You can have food if you can afford it. Can you imagine the number one thing that every single individual on earth needs every day is food? But you can only have it if you can afford it, if you have the money for it, if you can be exploited in a job which will give you the money to buy it for your family. And millions of people live such squalid, exploited lives just for a little money to buy food to feed their family, living in squalor, in slums, in unbelievable filth. We call ourselves spiritual beings or civilized beings. We have no right to the term civilized. So what is the answer? What should we do? We're very good. We develop nuclear power stations which spew their radioactive waste into the atmosphere and kill people. People on the verge of starvation, like North Korea, can still put a spacecraft up to carry the bomb wherever it's needed. And North Korea is only the latest of 24 nations which have the same capability. We can destroy everyone on the planet over and over again. And if we had nuclear war today, this planet would become so toxic, nothing could live on planet Earth for millions and millions of years. At the same time, we're destroying our planet, the very planet we need to live on. Every day that passes, the planet is that much iller than it was. We are living on a planet which is severely ill and has to be nursed carefully back to health. And yet there are whole nations who disagree with the notion that there is anything wrong with our environment. We build more and more nuclear power stations to spew into our atmosphere more and more toxic gases which kill and maim most of the people who die in the world. The pollution is now the #1 killer in the world.